This is an overview of the lesson Kuta handout CM 2.1, Finding Slope. So I want the students to do problems 1 through 15. I'm kind of in the middle of the handout here for a couple of examples. But we want to find the slope of these lines. And so you have to remember that slope is nothing more than just rise over run. And so what we want to do is we want to somehow figure out the rise and the run, or the steepness of this line. And so to find the rise and the run, we're going to develop a right triangle. And we're going to be using our grid lines on our graph to help us do that right triangle. And we need perfect intersection points on the graph. So you'll see that the two dots that they gave us, these are perfect intersection points. But there's others that we could use also. That would be a perfect intersection point. It looks like that's a perfect intersection point. But the ones that we're going to use are the two dots that they give us. And we're going to develop a right triangle. It doesn't matter if we do the right triangle above the line or below the line. In this case, I'm going to do it below the line, and I'm going to shade it in. And once I shade this in, it's very easy to see my right triangle now. And I can also tell now the rise and the run. I know the exact measurements because I have a right triangle using the grid marks on the graph that are going to help me figure out rise and run. Remember, rise is the change in vertical elevation. So if I start here, I've got 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, 5 units, 6 units. The run is the horizontal change or the horizontal distance. If I start here, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. So my slope is going to be nothing more, and we're going to use M for the notation for slope instead of writing out the word. So my slope is nothing more than 6 over 6, which reduces down to 1. But there's also one other thing that I need to talk about, and that's whether it's either positive slope or negative slope. And remember, positive slope, negative slope is determined by starting and going from left to right. And as you go from left to right, as you come across the line, is the line going downhill or uphill as you travel left to right? As I travel left to right, I can tell that this line is going downhill. Because it's downhill, that's going to make it a negative slope. So my slope should be a -1. I'm going to do one more example. The one that I'm going to do is going to be problem number 8. When I do problem number 8, I'm just going to make a right triangle either above or below the line. I'm going to connect my 2 points right here to make my right triangle, and I'm going to shade it in. And now I can tell my horizontal and vertical change. So my slope is nothing more than rise over run. If I start here, my rise is 1, 2, 3, 4. My run is a +1. That reduces down to 4. And remember, as I travel from left to right to determine if it's positive or negative, as I go from left to right and I come across the line, I'm going up, which means it's a positive slope. So my slope is a +4.